friends of the internet. For this week's video, drum roll, we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be talking about my first day of high school and all the craziness that happened. For everyone, their first day of high school is very nerve-wracking, so if you guys want to know what really happened in my first day of high school, then let's get started. So school was coming up and I knew I was going to take the bus, and I had no information of what time the bus was going to pass by or where was the bus stop, and it was my first time taking the bus. So I asked a friend, because she had a computer and access to the internet and I didn't. I was like, hey, can you look up the schedule for my bus stop and tell me what time I have to be there and stuff? She's like, yeah, no problem. And so she told me that the bus was gonna pass by at 6:30. I was like, alright, and it's kind of like a 5-10 minute walk depending how fast you walk to the bus stop from where my house is to the bus stop. And so I was like, alright then, so I wake up, first day of school, get ready, super pumped up. I was like, yes, this year is going to be the best year because it's going to be in high school and, no more immature people. We're all grown up. I had high expectations for high school. And so what really happened was I woke up, I got ready, and I was walking down the street when all of a sudden I see the bus pass by and I was like, I think that's my bus. And I was like freaking out. And so I had a friend who lived close by the bus stop, and I was like, hey, have you left yet? Because I think I missed the bus. I don't know what to do. It's the first day of school. And so she told me, she's like, yeah, I'm still at my house, but you kind of have to hurry up because my aunt's gonna come and pick me up. And I was like, all right then. So I'm like over there speed walking, and I get there. And right when I get to her house, her aunt was pulling up, and I was like, thank God, because I would have missed the first day of school, and that would have been so bad. And so embarrassing. So in my mindset on the way to school, as I was driving with my friend and her aunt, I was like, oh my God, this is the worst day of my life. It's the first day of school. How could I miss the bus? Why would they give me wrong information? And I get to class, and luckily I did not get lost. And the day goes on, and I get my period. I was like, oh my gosh, I did not know what to do. Well, it's not the first time I had my period, but I didn't have a pad. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go, and I was asking my friends, I was like, hey, do you guys have any pads or something I could use because I'm on my period? And luckily one of my friends, well, they all said no, until one of my friends was like, yeah, I have one, here you go. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you, because I was very desperate and I had a really bad morning. I missed the bus, and second, I had got my period. And so I go into the bathroom, change, put on the pad, and it's all set to go. And so the end of the day came by, and I didn't know who my bus driver was or the kind of methods they use when going back home at the end of the day. Luckily, I had other friends that were gonna get on the bus too, but they had a different bus stop. And so we were asking older people, we were like, hey, how is the bus system here? How do you know which bus stop you're at or what's going on? And they really couldn't explain to us because they told us that the buses come pulling up depending on the street you're on. So if the first stop is Burn Street, let's say, then the first bus will always be the first one. The second bus is always going to be the second bus, and etc. And so what really happened was that I was lost. I was like, I don't know which one is my bus. I don't know my bus driver. And luckily I knew what street, so I went up to each bus driver and I was like, hey, I'm wondering what bus stop you're at because I need to take the bus. And I ended up eventually finding out what bus driver I had. But, so I didn't miss the bus on the way back home, but I did miss it in the morning. So I get home, everything's on. So that's what really happened on the first day of high school for me. It wasn't the greatest experience, and it's not what I expected it to be. And I kind of during that moment, I kind of felt like the world was coming against me because everything bad was happening to me. But now that I look back on it, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that was so funny. Yeah, you know, like I got my parent on the first day of school and I missed the bus, but I didn't get lost, so that's the plus side. But I look back on it now and it's just like really hilarious, and it's that like worst day of high school has turned into a memory, which now I laugh about it and I share it with other people because I think it's so funny. Okay, thanks for watching my video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys like this story time, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos or more story times, because I have other embarrassing things that have happened to me in my lifetime, then please comment below and see you next time.